So,
Alright.
um, basically, today we are talking about a odd topic. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about this in Rwby, but we are because I don't
Why
know.
not?
It sounds fun. So we're seeing how Adam stacks up against the Ace Ops.
Individually, because
Yes.
if it was a group of, because if it was all of them, Adam gets folded.
Dude, we're not having Adam get
Like a
jumped by
pretzel.
like 7 people. So, to get Adam scaling out of the way, though, Adam scales above Yang or Blake, from Volume 6, and we know that just due to the fact that, well, it took both of them fighting Adam to beat
at
him
the same time.
at the same, like, yeah, he fought both of them at the same time, and on top of that, he was in a really bad mental state, which can affect how you fight. It is believed that he got nerfed since Volume 3 and he actually got weaker. However, I don't really believe that. I just believe that Team Rwby got a lot stronger over their many battles. But anyway, so to put into perspective, I think if Adam should be at least somewhat relative to the members of the Ace Operatives. Now, obviously, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Clover and Winter, they just way too much outstat him.
Yeah, they're not even. We're probably not going to bother mentioning them.
So we're not. Okay, we're also not using Winter Maiden Winter, because that would.
That also does not end well for Adam.
That he unironically might get one shot.
Now it would be a funny fight. It just wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Fair for Adam.
But even Base Winter and Clover both scale to Crow, who's like considered. He's considered like such a strong hunter that like all of Remnant is kind of below his level. Like he is
that guy.
Yeah. And just getting into it, basically he's even Clover was the strongest Ace Operative when he was operating, or Winter, right? And Crow is stronger than both of them, but both of them scaling to him even at all means that he should easily, kind of dog walk him, if that's the right term. Because at the same time, Salem didn't think Adam was useful enough to bring him into the council. However, Salem brought Tyrion into the council, and Tyrion fought Crow. So, and Tyrion kind of
with minimal injuries.
Yeah. Okay. Tyrion versus Crow was very different because, like, obviously there was a lot of interference from Team Ranger, and it just kind of made everything messy. And you can argue he was helping them, but at the same time he was at the same time they were helping him, they were also putting him at a disadvantage, meaning that like there was both good and bad, right?
Yeah.
But
his main point of fighting Tyrion was to protect Team Ranger.
Yeah. And I think the fight would have went differently if Crow was not with Team Ranger and he just like ran into Tyrion,
which is why we need to see them refight in Volume 10.
Yeah, that kind of needs to happen, so please. Anywho, that was a pretty long tangent, but basically Clover, Winter, not in this. Also, Tortuga, doesn't matter. He's dead. We know nothing about him except for the fact that he's dead. So, yeah.
Can't really scale someone we have no information on.
Yeah, like it's not even, we can't even use like statements. Like, bro, his statement is that he's dead. Like, that's it.
It's like, so. He has no statements.
Anyway,
if he had statements, we would. Yeah. We would use them, but like we can't.
Anyway, since we're talking about dead characters, we might as well bring up the dead operative that we will actually be discussing the matchup, Vine.
Yep.
So, how do you feel about Vine versus Adam, personally?
I mean, Vine. Vine has the range advantage, but that's about all I think he has against Adam.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, the question then becomes like, okay, Vine does rely a lot on grappling, but he does try to, like, just pummel his opponents with his aura. And keep in mind, that is his aura. So if Adam slashes through it that intensely, he should be able
He should just be able to cut straight through Vine's hand things.
Yeah, his things. Conduits, I guess, for his aura. Or I don't know.
I guess technically it's his vines. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, that's neat. But
that was not intentional. But you know what? Whatever, we go with it.
But also at the same time, Vine was the first to go down. So he was. I would say he's probably the he's the weakest. I'd say that he definitely has the weakest durability, right?
Yeah. I'd say that. I mean, he tanked that bomb. It did kill him, though.
Yeah. But that is a good point where if Vine is able to, like, completely restrict Adam, I don't see how Adam would be able to get out of it. But at the same time, we know from...
I don't see Vine being able to restrict him because Adam would probably see that coming.
Yeah, on top of that, we saw against Yang, Adam was able to boost his speed against her and use it's almost like a shadow clone thing. Yeah.
I guess it's more like an after image kind of
thing. Yeah. But he was able to do that. On top of that, if he plays it smart, which, keep in mind, he's not going to be as emotional fighting these people as he will fighting Blake and Yang. Well, not really Yang, but mostly Blake.
Mainly Blake.
Yeah. So he will...
The fight was fueled by Adam's hatred, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's better... I'd say he's in a better mental state in this altercation, or this scenario, I guess. So I think overall, honestly, I think overall, Adam might secure the W against Vine, but I think it's a maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a maybe. It's because, I mean, if Adam increases his speed, Vine's overwhelmed, but, like, if Vine captures him before that, then I think it becomes a stalemate, because I don't think it would kill Adam.
Yeah.
Adam. It would just kind of contain him.
Yeah. Okay. So
that one's a 50-50.
Yeah. If you had to make a choice, though, how would you say it?
I'd probably say that Adam most likely would win that.
Okay. So you think Adam wins, and I think Adam wins.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I would be in a different mental state, so he'd probably be more aware, I guess, or more tactful.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Next, I think I guess we'll go... I'm just gonna go straight to it. Harriet. How do you think Harriet does?
Harriet's entire thing is increasing her speed.
Mm-hmm.
So if she just increases it higher than what Adam can deal with, she'd probably win.
Okay.
But if Adam gets the jump on her, they would probably end up in him.
Okay. I think that Harriet's weapon is kind of what's bad. Because her weapon is strong. I forget its name of it. But the problem is her weapon has no range. And while Adam while a shotgun isn't great, Adam does have a shotgun. So his sight
I
or
mean, he
sorry,
also has the range advantage because he has a sword and she has knuckles.
yeah. So that does also help. On top of that, uh, Harriet doesn't seem to have great endurance either. However, I think she would take more hits to bring down than Vine in this situation.
Oh yeah, she'd last probably a little bit longer.
Yeah. Um, but overall, um, I think I think Adam just I think Adam actually has a better matchup against Harriet than he does against Vine, just because Vine has a win condition, whereas
Which
Harriet, I
is
feel, her win
what is
condition is, oh, I punch him until he goes unconscious. Well, that's great. Everyone's
if he just
everyone's
blocks
win
it
condition.
yeah, if he just blocks her punches with his sword,
Yeah,
doesn't his sword store power based off of
yeah.
attacks?
His sword stores kinetic energy, and so he will
And
be.
you know what? Punches are kinetic
Yeah.
energy.
So
So
it
sounds like
might.
a good way for doesn't it's definitely not looking good in Harriet. It's
Yeah,
definitely not good in Harriet for
she
Harriet.
she might be able to overwhelm him with speed. I do see that, but I think it's more of how much do you think that how much do you think that Team Ruby grew in this instant? You know, like
Right.
the gap between volume uh 6, the end of volume 6 and the end of volume 7, it was a noticeable time skip. The question is how much stronger and how much faster do you think they got? And
Right.
I can see Harriet winning, but I don't think I feel like if Adam is able to get like 2 moon slices, because keep in mind too, her speed is attached to her semblance. So
Right.
I think if Adam gets 2 or 3 uh medium moon slices, I feel like she's just done. And if she loses her aura, she is just naturally like kind of screwed, you know? And
Yeah.
to be fair, Adam is the exact same way. I'm not going to hold that to him. But I just feel like Adam has a wider arsenal where he can just like eventually just pin her down and hit her with the necessary moon slice to pack up, I think. But I don't know.
Right.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's definitely in Adam's favor. But like you said, Harriet could very well overwhelm him.
All right. So,
But chances are that doesn't happen.
yeah. So you
She'd
think
have to get pretty damn lucky.
that's a win for
Yeah,
Adam?
that's another win for Adam.
All right. Uh,
Also, I think Adam may win the next matchup if it's who I think we're about to talk about.
it's Elm.
Okay, never mind. Not who I thought we were talking about.
All right. So Elm is actually probably Adam's worst matchup.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'd say that.
Now some of you may be wondering why super smart Ruby YouTuber Rocksty World, and to answer your question, so Elm's strategy is literally planting herself into the ground to hit hard.
And just standing there.
She's not very mobile, and she hits hard. So,
and Adam has to get close because
and
shotgun.
She also likes fighting up close, by the way. So that's a big L. But keep in mind, okay, if she hits the sword with her hammer, all that kinetic energy, boom, it's in the moon slice now. Then, on top of that, guess what? She goes to like box up Adam, and she like tries to plant herself into. She literally just locked away her escape option. You know? Like,
I thought you said this was Adam's worst matchup.
No, this is Elm's. Or sorry, this. I guess that was
This
my
is
bad.
This is Elm's worst matchup.
Yeah, Elm. Elm is at the biggest disadvantage out of the Aesops, I think. Just because, okay, yeah, she is tanky. She is very
Yeah.
tanky. That's great. Um, you in or Adam has the ability to throw all your attacks back at you and hurt you. On top of,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a multiplier. So if he absorbs 2, 3, 4 of her hammer swings, and then like gets right up in her face, she's gonna vine on the ground. We've seen that every single time she's needed to like tank an attack or like try to counter or like just plant her ground just to make sure she doesn't get knocked back so she can then strike again. Well, she's gonna be eating like a 4 or 5 times moon slice with no escape option.
Yeah, she's most likely getting one-shotted
And
by Adam.
well, it's just due to her like fighting style and her semblance. Because simply put, those are the worst for Adam, or sorry, for her against Adam. Like with Harriet, she can dodge moon slices. With Vine, he can push himself away. Elm's literal strategy to deal with
Is
people,
play itself in ground.
yeah, she relies on the fact, but she's dealing with an opponent who is not the kind of person you want an all-out battle. Like, she is not the person you stand in front of.
Yeah, I think she just gets one-shotted by Adam. Adam's gonna absorb enough energy and just gonna one-shot her.
Yeah, I think this is Adam.
That's another Adam of victory. Yeah. I'm starting to notice a trend here.
Hey, what happened? We also did make him technically lose twice to both Crow and Winter.
Or Clover and Winter.
Yeah, or sorry. But
yeah.
He would also get packed up by Crow, so I stand by that.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Anyway, next one is Marrow. And how do you think Marrow does?
I mean, Marrow would just freeze him in place.
Yeah.
And Adam really can't do anything, but also... Can Marrow attack while he has some frozen?
I
don't think we've ever seen that happen.
I don't think we have, but
it doesn't mean that he can't.
I think
seen it.
Even if he has to like physically stand still, he does have a gun.
He could just shoot at him.
So he does have that win option. Plus, if Marrow's fast enough, he does have the ability to shut down Moonslice. Because think about it, right? Marrow is fighting Adam. He gets into like his sword duel with like his like chainsaw boomerang, right? And he's like fighting Adam. And Adam goes to cut the moons, goes for his moon slice, right? If Marrow like times it right and says stay during like the middle of, not during the middle of it, but like Adam doesn't get the cutoff and he's able to like stop him, then suddenly that kinetic energy that Adam put into his attack would most likely dissipate because he was concentrating it into that attack, right?
Right, and as soon as he loses concentration of it, it would vanish.
Yeah. And so that most likely means that Marrow not only, even if you say that Marrow has, or Marrow cannot attack, he has the ability to shut down Adam's main form of utility, I guess is the best way to put it.
So then they're kind of locked in a stalemate after a while.
But then it just comes down to like Marrow's getting hits in and Adam is...
Yeah, Marrow just needs to whittle him, just needs to beat him down. It doesn't matter how long it takes because Adam's not really going to be able to do much.
Yeah. On top of that, okay, this is weird, but Marrow does always do a very distinct pose when he says stay.
So there's nothing stopping Adam from just realizing that's what he's about to do and stopping him in his tracks.
Yeah, there is a possibility of that, and personally, Adam Adam is not the most intelligent man on the planet. We've seen that time and time again.
Too many times.
But I don't think Adam would necessarily have enough time, especially depending on how Marrow plays it. Because there is a thing of doing this.
Could very much just like not do the pose and still tell him to stay.
Yeah, there is bringing that into a question. We really don't know. Another problem is we don't really know if. Okay, so in character, it makes sense for Vine, Harriet, Elm, Clover, Winter, all of them to be going all out to want to just beat Adam down. Marrow
is very laid back. There's a chance that he doesn't go all out and loses.
Marrow is way more laid back than the others, and he does take the fight less seriously. That could also be due to his semblance. For example, in the fight in Volume 7, when the Ace Ops fought Team Rwby, Marrow literally just walked up to Weiss and went, "Stay," and then he tried to put handcuffs on her. He didn't try to hurt her. He didn't try to do anything. He just...
Yeah, he's like a passive. He's kind of a pacifist.
Yeah. Also,
so he might just try to arrest Adam rather than actually fight him.
Also, keep in mind, the reason Weiss was able to get out of that is also due to the fact that she had the Armored Geist summoning accompanying her at the time. So, I think... Also, I gotta get this out of the way. Adam, we've been bringing up Adam's cloning or after images technique. I don't think that functions the same way as the glyphs.
I don't think so.
I don't think it would work the same. From everything I've seen of it, to be fair, it wasn't used that often. It was used once. But during the fight, it didn't seem like they were independent. It seemed more like they were almost like a minor extension, allowing Adam to get in like another jab or another hook. It's not like a completely independent entity that's fighting alongside someone like Weiss and her summonings. So I don't think...
It's more of him just being so fast that it looks like he's hitting you several times.
Yeah.
But it's just he's hitting you very quickly.
So I don't think they would necessarily like happen in the same situation. I must keep in mind that also the others... The likelihood of them landing the cuffs that they all keep on them with Adam is very unlikely. Most likely he's just going to cut them literally as they throw them at him. Marrow is the only person where they might he might actually get the arrest off, just due to the fact that, as I was talking about prior, he told Weiss stay and then he just went to go put cuffs on her.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I realize that does mean he can move in there, so that this might literally be, like, one-sided.
Yeah, I think this is a one-side beatdown on Adam. I don't think Adam wins this to be honest, I don't think Adam wins this if Marrow, like, actually plays his cards right, but, like, if Marrow does Marrow things, then Adam wins.
Yeah. To be fair, though, Marrow is... He's not too much of an idiot. He is an idiot, but not that extent, you know? So I do think he'd be able to pull out a W in this instance.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Yeah, I'm saying that Marrow would most likely win that.
Okay. And then, as I was talking about prior, Tortuga is dead, so it doesn't really matter. And
I'd say that Adam would be a dead guy. I mean, they are dead already.
Hey, dead versus dead, that's pretty crazy.
That is true. It is dead versus dead.
But yeah, I think that's it. So going over his wins, we think he beats Elm. We think Elm, Harriet, Vine are his wins.
Vine, sometime, potentially. Or at least for two of them, or one of them, it's 50-50, I guess.
Yeah, I would probably put more money on on Vine losing, but I think it's closer. Probably. I think it's like 45-50. You know?
Yeah, it's probably something more like that.
55-45, yeah. But, so he wins against Elm, Harriet, and Vine, technically,
Yep.
but he loses to Marrow, Clover, and Winter.
Yeah.
And then Tortuga is just not there. So,
Yeah. Tortuga is just dead already.
Yeah.
Can't exactly fight Adam. So
Actually,
want to fight him in the afterlife.
ironically enough, that means he's tied 3 for 3. 3 wins, 3 losses. However, okay, I guess we're going to talk about this now. We don't really know if Winter was made Aesop after Clover's death. Like, she was made an Aesop and then the leader, or if she was always an Aesop and then
just took over.
Yeah. But either way, he does technically pass this exam or trial, I guess you could say.
Okay, she was made the leader of the Aesops after Clover's death.
Okay, so it's not like she wasn't a member. She was a member prior.
Yeah, and then she was made a leader after.
Okay, that's all right. That makes sense. But yeah, okay. So with 3 wins and 3 losses, we look at how Adam stacks up against the Aesops, and he's actually, I would argue, a middle member.
Yeah,
and that's pretty interesting. But yeah. So I hope you guys liked the video. Might be looking into more stuff like this. And if you guys do have any more opinions, or if you have some different scaling, just to either get Adam lower or higher, because I know it's a little weird comparing him to Volume 7 characters. Yeah, just comment below. I hope this is your boy Rocks, and I'm signing out.